to start working on a simultaneous translation. Bien, buenos días.
Good morning. First of all, thank you very much to Parliament and to the Council for this initiative that they've taken to organize this meeting and for giving me the chance to attend. As I listened to Commissioner Cruz, and I'm sure it will also have been clear yesterday, it became clear how important spectrum now is. Spectrum availability, efficient management of the spectrum, how important it is for developing the information society in Europe. It also needs to be clear, must be clear by now, what a close correlation there is between developing the information society and such things as productivity, growth, greater competitiveness, economic growth, social cohesion, communication, that's to say, an increase in the channels for communication and the management of scarce resources. So, anything that means more spectrum being available or being better managed has to be a priority at the moment for Europe. In November 2009, Parliament and the Council agreed to amend the directives on telecommunications and asked the Commission to bring forward a multi-annual spectrum policy programme. The Commission has just launched a public consultation on the strategic priorities for the period 2011-2015, and it's invited all parties to make contributions to that process. Meanwhile, the Spectrum Policy Group is drawing up an opinion on this multi-annual programme. There was a meeting on the 11th of February where that group approved its 2010 work plan and the broad lines of the opinion on the multi-annual programme. And this very afternoon there is to be an extraordinary meeting specifically to draw up the opinion on the programme. Now, given this document that the Spectrum Policy Group is producing yesterday's conclusions and today's conclusions from Parliament, and taking into account also what will emerge from the public consultation, we hope that the Commission will be doing something which Commissioner Cruz has just confirmed, namely presenting an ambitious version of the multi-annual programme. Anything that falls short of ambition at the moment, given the way technologies are evolving in Europe, would be quite inadequate. This ambitious proposal will have to contribute to a more efficient use of the spectrum in order to offer better service to citizens, more development for the European economy, better competitiveness, and in order to encourage technological innovation. All of these efforts, all this impulse, all this development has to be accompanied by more harmonization and coordination at European level, because that's the only way that we're going to make any progress towards a single digital market, which is our objective. And it's also the only way that we're going to increase the profits that can come from economies of scale. Other regions in the world are already drawing very clear profits from those economies of scale. The economy of scale that comes from a size bigger than one European member state isolated. So we have to move quickly towards achieving the same sort of economy of scale in Europe. Now, given the time that it takes to get harmonized areas of common spectrum across Europe, and given what it needs to have coordinated, integrated rules for spectrum use, I think it would be a good thing if the multi-annual programme's recommendations were not for 2015. They should be extended to 2020 or further. Spectrum policy is something that needs to be looked at in the short, in the medium, and in the very long term, so that you can provide stability, so that you can provide the industry with a long-term view, and so that the member states can organize the management of this very scarce public good. So I would suggest that the program should be extended and should contain suggestions that go beyond 2015. The program should also, I think, be starting to address ideas like new uses for the spectrum to be compatible with present uses without interference of present services. The whole set of technological developments of this kind, which are delivered by what in English is called cognitive radio. This is a way of acquiring information about the radioelectric area in which you are, and you use